Okay, YouTubers, this is my Orion Grill, and I'm going to show you tips and tricks with these and how to fix them and how to make them better. I've had this one for many years, and as I pull back, yeah, it looks like crap, but it works great. These things need some fixes done to them, and I'm going to show you how I do it. And I've recently fixed this thing. I took a TIG class because these things are made of stainless steel. Now you can see how all down the side there's stains and stuff like that. Well, stainless steel does stain, and but I mean, it works great. These are fantastic cookers. Every year at Thanksgiving and Christmas I do turkeys up in these, and they're super juicy. Smoke infused. I use a lot of injectable marinades. On like a turkey I use teriyaki, and for the most part, and it works great. It'll do the most incredible turkey you've ever tasted. But since I took that TIG class, and being stainless steel, TIG works really good with stainless steel, especially since this is a rather thin rolled stainless steel. But on top, let me start with the top chimney. These are all spot welded in. The problem would be on the inside lip that they're spot welded in. The thing is, if I was to get another one of these, a brand new one, I would go in here and TIG weld a few more of these areas in, because the spot welds on these, because the heat coat, heating and cooling, they break. And I put longer, about an inch, half-inch sections around, and bring this to where this was starting to come off. And you can see right here where I put a little bit too much heat on it, and I popped a hole in it, and I had to fill it back up. But it's tough to get on that outside, and I did mine on these outside edges. Now with a brand new one it would be a lot easier, but this one had been used for a long time, and so I ended up having to do it, and I cleaned it the best I could, and that's as good as I could do on that top piece. Now these will seal up, and this bottom half will kind of get an oval shape compared to this top one, and you got to usually push this edge in when you get that top piece down. Take that top piece off, and I'll show you what I did on my bottom half. As far as this piece and that piece staying together, it works out pretty good. The nut and bolt system on these tends to stay in real good, and these shelves stay in pretty good too. You can see how dirty and crappy it looks. Well, that's because I've been using it a long time. Take it to car wash. Use regular soap. Don't use anything with chlorine in it. That's what makes stainless steel pit. Okay, you can see how discolored that is. That's because I've been using it a long time. And let me flip it over and show you the fixes I did on the bottom side. Now, the first thing I had go wrong with this thing is that these legs right here have really small welds that hold them in place. I TIG welded all of them in real well. That's over an inch of TIGging right in there. All super heavy duty. Will keep these in place for years. These were the first things that came loose, and all I could do was just put a brick right here to hold it up off the ground. Also, your ash bin door, you can see how this is the factory one. They had real small spot welds that hold them in place. Now this one being the original one, I filled it in with more TIGging, but I had to build one to put this one back in because it fell off and is lost. But you can see I laid in a lot of stuff to really get these together. And I put a few spots here. I mean, that's just what I did to fill, to kind of add it in. But overall, these are great cookers. Just if you get a new one, that's what I would do. is TIG them in and do them little tips that I'm talking about right here. You can do, these things don't like small amounts. They like to use, put a, big turkey, big roast in there and stuff like that. They like to handle, lots of meat. And ribs, you got to be real careful on your times. Go sparingly. Maybe 2 handfuls of chips that you put on that outside edge right there. Now I took my rack out and put the pan, and the grease trap pan that fits in the bottom, I put in the dishwasher. Like I said, use non-chlorine stuff in there because it'll start pitting the stainless steel. But a problem with the grease pan is that folks will put stuff like wine and different stuff like that to kind of make a steam bath that's inside these. That's good, but when you get to using these things, you'll notice that they really fill up with a lot of grease and crud, and so you'll want to kind of be sparingly on adding extra juice into that grease pan that's in there. But car wash, high pressure, is good to clean these out with. Yeah, it looks nasty right now, but a little bit of hosing and it'll be okay. But I'm real pleased with these. Oh yeah, on the inside, where that hole popped through, I TIGged that whole section in, and I put a stainless steel patch over that, and I TIGged it in also. But overall, these are great, really good. I'm real pleased with it. Now that I got it back together, I've been using the heck out of it. So for the Orion cooker, if you get a new one, that's what I would do to it to fix it. And you'll have many years of good service out of these things. And they cook, like I say, they cook turkeys like you wouldn't believe. Big roast or something like that. It's I did a 25-pound turkey at Thanksgiving, and did it in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was ready to go. So, like I said, they are incredible. Yeah, they look kind of crappy, but I mean, when they get all stained like that, but that means they're getting used. They got a pretty decent seal. When you get the juices to drop down in there, it'll re-steam, so it also does kind of a steam bath or kind of pressure cooking it almost. Not really too much pressure in there, but the steam really makes the meat juicy in there. And turkey's always been famous about being dry, but man, I'm real pleased with these, and you will be too. Like I said, get you an Orion cooker and do these tricks to it, and it'll turn into an incredible cooker, and you'll just use the dickens out of it. So read up on the little book, the little manual they have on the Orion cooker. It's a lot of good information. Follow them guidelines on the meat, when you put your timer down, and do them proper, because if you put them in there, I've put ribs in there and they go way fast and are overcooked. So you got to be careful of stuff like that. But that was me. Just go by the directions. They know what they're doing, and you'll be real pleased with these. So another good video. So you guys have a good one and enjoy one. Go out there and get one of these and enjoy it. Later.